Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts back once again with another video for you guys. It was just confirmed about 30 minutes ago at this point as I'm recording this video that Black Mask is going to be the other big bad villain in Batwoman Season 2, which I think starts premiering this Sunday, so in a couple of days from now, but no official word as of yet as I'm recording this video of who is playing Black Mask, but that he is going to be in the show. So it was rumored for a couple of months, I think, that he was going to be in the show. In fact, they announced his gang, like a synopsis or whatever, that his gang was going to be involved. So maybe he was going to be showing up, or maybe they're going to be holding him off until Season 3, if the show gets a Season 3. But it's confirmed. Black Mask going to be in the show. Now, someone had commented, there's a lot of responses to this whole news, but someone had commented something responding to me when I said, been rumored for a while, interesting, okay, cool. They're saying, well, if McGregor is back from Birds of Prey, if McGregor is back playing the character, I'll watch the show. I'm like, it's not connected. I don't know where that came from, but so we don't know the casting yet. My guess is we'll be hearing the casting soon, whether it's going to be leaked or it's just going to be announced. My guess is they'll probably announce it, but maybe they'll just not announce when he'll show up on the show. But my guess is, since this news is officially coming out now, that maybe it's going to be sooner than we actually think, just because the show hasn't aired yet and we're getting this information. Because you would have thought at this point, if Black Mask is in the show and that he's not been revealed by set photos or whatever, that they wouldn't say anything until you start watching the show, and then boom, big surprise, because they didn't say anything about the ending of Season 1 about getting Bruce Wayne's face on Hush. You know, Hush got Bruce Wayne's face, so they didn't, announce that ahead of time, so you would have thought, okay, so it could have been a surprise. Don't know why it's being revealed, but okay. So, now we know Black Mask. Well, I guess they're just not going to announce the casting until he takes off the mask, or I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do, but it's going to be interesting to see what they do with Black Mask in the show, because there's a lot of questions about Ryan Wilder and basically her whole deal with all these characters, her whole role, the whole point of her being in the show, because it was also mentioned in an interview with the showrunner, because I believe the showrunner announced this information about Black Mask from what I was reading through Entertainment Weekly, which dropped the news, that at one point they had discussed just recasting Kate Kane, and they went this direction of creating a new character, basically rebooting the Batwoman character in a sense, with a whole new person taking on the mantle, instead of recasting the role and basically replacing Ruby Rose. But Ruby left and they didn't want to work with her, so I don't know. But now we have Black Mask, so I wonder what's going to be Ryan's connection to Black Mask specifically. Alice, all these characters, it's going to be really curious. I'm really curious to see how they're going to do it, because from what we understand, Ryan has no, it wasn't like in Season 1, Ryan Wilder was introduced, and then she's now taking over the mantle because Ruby Rose, as Kate Kane, is gone. I would have more of an understanding. I'm still going to give the show a chance, because I'm not going to completely dismiss the show, because regardless of what everyone else says online, I am someone who really enjoyed the show. I had some issues with the show, but I enjoyed for what they were doing, the storytelling. Alice was amazing. I loved what they were doing with her character, her and Kate's relationship, and how they set it up to where Alice not so much is against Batwoman, she's more against her sister, which I think was more interesting than having a typical villain versus the hero, which Kate's the hero, but it's more about Alice being the sister to Kate, not so much Alice the villain being against the hero, Batwoman, to Gotham City. I think it was really interesting that direction they took there. So for this, maybe that's the same thing they're going to do here in terms of the typical trope of villain versus hero. Probably got to tie into the fact that Ryan's taking over the mantle of Kate's Batwoman, so maybe that's going to be tying into, of course. There's a lot of things they have to basically set up to make more sense for Ryan to be in the show and for her to take over the mantle. It has to make more sense. So we'll have to wait and see what they do here, because this could easily be a really cool transition to having a new Batwoman and to reboot the character in a sense within the show, or this could be a complete disaster because they don't handle it well. It's not so much the fact that it's a new character and there's a new person take over the mantle. It's the fact that there are a lot of things they could mess up and it could make the show plummet, because instead of recasting, which would have probably helped a lot more than they thought, because it seemed like they didn't give too much thought into recasting. They just kind of went the whole direction of a new character, and that's fine, whatever. I'm still kind of irked by it, but whatever. That's just because all the stuff they had set up in season 1 that they had not finished due to COVID and the season not properly ending, how they were planning it to, because they had multiple episodes left to film and all that kind of stuff, but they had to cut short due to COVID, that recasting would make more sense. So we'll have to wait and see how they handle it, because they're starting in literally less than a week on the first episode, so I guess we'll see some glimpses of how they're going to make this work with Ryan Wilder taking over the mantle of Batwoman from Kate Kane. So what do you guys think of the news of Black Mask being in the show? What do you think of all this stuff? Are you looking forward to season 2? Are you hopeful they'll figure this out and that it'll make sense why Ryan's take over the mantle, why she has all these connections with all these villains they're bringing in? Like, you know, how is it really going to tie in? Are they going to make it make sense? Whatever thoughts you have, let me know in the comment section below, guys. I will talk to you guys soon. Peace out.